Welcome to the Thrive Master Show, where the focus is to reverse engineer action-taking impact makers. On this episode, we have Ben Oosterveld, who's a husband, father, entrepreneur, and mentor who helps people become their unapologetic selves. In his first 2 years in real estate, he made $1 million in commissions and now is excited to guide people to buy their time back in order to live fulfilling lives. Ben, welcome to the Thrive Master Show.
Thanks, man. Glad to be here, man. Love what you're doing.
Thank you very much. We're going to get right into it. The focus is to reverse engineer your journey. But I have a question that you asked. What if the conversation behind your back was the only marketing you could do? Can you tell us a little bit about that? Actually, can I take a crack at it?
Yeah, give it, man. Let's go. Let's play ball.
Amazing.
You're talking my language. Go ahead.
Your aim is to blow one client at a time, blow their minds.
Yeah.
You have a wonderful team which you support, and they do great work, and you want to give back to the rest of us. What would you add to that? Can you describe a little bit about yourself?
You know what? I'm a simple guy. In some levels, I barely know how to spell. I read things backwards. So I've got over perfectionism extremely fast because it was just, if I was to worry about those things, I literally stay stuck. So on one side, I'm very simple. On the other side, I'm smart when it comes to humans. Just from living on the streets and overcoming a lot of stuff that I've done, I've had to be street smart and learned a lot of life lessons in my younger years and still today. What you said there was the fundamentals of every single business there possibly can be. Is we get lost in all of the technical freaking Facebook pixels. It's like all these computer engineers have taken over marketing. And it's like, what the heck? What about the humans? Like, it's a human is more of where you get your money versus anything. So if to make it simple, I play the long game on relationship, and you start hearing that, and it's like, what does that even mean? Oh, I'm a relationship guy. Like, what is, like, how's your relationships at home? How's your relationship with your father, your kids? Are you really a relationship guy? I call bullshit on half those people. And so I think if you're a relationship person, I think what we'd be doing is money has to be second. And that's a really weird game as a businessman. You're thinking, well, no, I need to leverage every opportunity and find out how to increase my profits. But the thing is, if you're a relationship person, then profits have to be second, which is counterintuitive to building a company. So there's the dilemma, right? You got to make decisions that are gonna be very significant in your company and in your business, financially and human. So I think there's this heart and head kind of idea when it comes to your business. So I just figured. I heard this thing on quantum physics. Okay, it sounds smart when you say those words, but I heard it explained this way, that we're made up of cells and quartz and all these different things. They put the human being in a cellular form in a petri dish, and in that petri dish, what happened was it vibrated. No one knows why. That's the mystery. But there's a vibrational force, and what they did, there was a magnetic force as well. And this is what we're made of. And so they took one, like it's billions or millions, but they took one and they connected it together and click. And all of a sudden there's all the cells and everything were around the outside of the petri dish, but the ones that connected in the middle connected like magnets. So they started bringing them from the outside of the petri dish into the middle. 1, click, 2, click, 3, click. Then there was a point of critical mass, and then boom, every single thing in that petri dish became one connected magnetic force. And it just hits me. That's exactly what happened to Justin Bieber when he was playing his drums on YouTube. It was 1 view, 2 view. And all of a sudden he's famous. And I went, holy shit, this connected to me more than anything in the world. I'm like, one person at a time, have a massive raving fan, leave a mark of real value. And then the depth of that is through human connection. Not like a dad that doesn't play video games with his kid, but buys him lots of things and the kid just wants time versus gifts. Like, you can definitely do the right things, But the thing is, the connection is what people are desiring. You can buy someone a gift and have it meaningless. You know what I mean? Like if you get in a fight with your wife and you buy her flowers, well, that's what I mean. Like that's a logical thing to do. I'm talking taking business and making connections. So, and that's a whole topic, but blow the client's mind one at a time. And what happens is you do not leave that moment until that client can't even think straight. They're sitting there going, how the hell am I going to help this guy? Because he's blown my mind. He's added me so much value. I can't even think straight. We skip that step. It's too hard. And people don't know how to do relationships. So I find that's it. So that's a long explanation to what you said, but you got me going because that's my thing.
That's great, man. Now you mentioned the one side living on the street and then on the other side building these wonderful relationships. It's like you're working with the yin and yang.
Yeah.
So the next question is a little bit about darkness. Let's go forward all the way to the end. I'm talking about death. Does it play a role in your life?
No.
How do you think about it?
I'm ready to go right now. I've already won the game.
So you've embraced it?
Dude, I'm born in Canada.
Yes.
I've won the game.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I've been to Ethiopia, I've been to other places. Anyone in this country that has an ounce of complaining and, oh my goodness, I'm rejected and all this stuff. Yes, I 100% have empathy. But in this comment, I have won the game. Like I have a wife that's really into me. I have kids that literally run to the door, except when I'm grumpy and stuff, that's real. But they run to the door and say, Daddy still. I have a business. I can make money as much as I want. Like I was born at the top.
Yes.
I've won the game. I've done I am on winning borrowed time right now. You know what? It is a playground now. I have won the game. I love who I am. My wife is into me and my kids are into me. After that, it's game over. Now I get to impact lives for the rest of my life, help people believe in themselves, find success from within. That's what I'll do forever. So death, bring it on. I'm fucking ready to die right now.
Okay, let's connect some dots with where this appreciation comes from. Let's go back to your childhood. Was there a moment where you can connect your childhood to the appreciation you have now? Was there a little bit of a yin and yang there?
Jeez, yes. Yeah, man, you feel like you're a piece of crap all your life and you realize you're looking for love from people in your family that don't match you. I was born into a family that was not my tribe. These people I have relationships with now, they're my friends and they're connected, but they're not at the level that I have with everybody else. So I think we need to come to terms, and I had to find strength within. I have a shirt. If you go to my Facebook page, it's my profile right now. It says, I believe in me. Yes. And there's something about that we go after, like I need my father's approval was my story. I just needed him to love me. And I realized when he actually sat down and says, I'm so proud of you, it was too late because I already filled that gap. But the filling the gap was the gift. The struggle was the gift. I got 100 things that have been holding me back, thousands of things, living on this street, just hating myself, tried suicide, failed suicide, tried everything. I would I would steal cigarettes and give it to the cool kids in junior high just so they would like me, desperately looking for love. And I realized through a lot of personal growth, self-reflection, because I was so far gone as a child, that was not fair to me. Okay, I'm not bitter about it, but it was very unfair, the life that I got. I really, really think it's a blessing though, because I had to get from point A to a point B, which would be a regular citizen. I was so broken down that journey to actually find wholeness, and I'm still on that journey. I will for the rest of my life. That's what shaped me today. And I know what it feels like to be underappreciated. I know what it feels like when someone, because no many people ripped me off, screwed me over, used my potential. That shaped me to say, you know what? How good it would it be to be genuinely thoughtful? We're not like, I used to be manipulative where I would give something to get something. Even that, people are like, oh, it's so great. But it's not. It's I'm using the gift so I can feel good. And I think that's okay to do that. But the connection from the past to the future is about appreciation, letting people feel loved, not having ulterior motives. And know what? To be masterful at real connection, because I had none. I had none. And it all started from with the connection with myself. That's where it all starts. So I had to figure a lot of stuff out. And I just believe in me. On my own, I'll stand on my own. Even if my wife's not into it, I believe in me. Like, I don't need anybody to jump on my bandwagon. I am going to do what I'm designed to do, which is to be Ben.
Now, where did this process start towards shifting towards I believe in me? Was there something that you did? Did you put yourself in a different environment? How did you?
You know what? I think there's growing up in kind of a religious home, you were always taught to look to God. And it was always a side effect that I was never enough. So I'm not here to debate religion, and I have no judgments on it, but there is a side effect that I'm not enough, and I'm a broken man. So I had to work that out to come but to realize that it's okay to believe in myself, because it was actually sin. So it was a very deep belief that you're a wretched man and you need a savior, and that's the Christian belief. And it's funny because if I say I believe in myself, I was rejected by this religion. And so this was a very interesting thing. So where did I start believing in myself? Was the day that I put every single one of my beliefs on the fire, lit it on fire, and says, what's mine will stay. What's not mine, let it burn. And I risked hell that day.
Wow. Now, you were willing to put those beliefs down in front of you. How important is it to get to know ourselves, get to know where our beliefs are coming from, our thoughts, and everything else like that?
It's the only thing. I think we already know it. This is the thing. We're not looking for it. It's just that it's already in. It's built in. You can't find more confidence. It's already there. See, we look outside of ourselves so much that it's a schizophrenic feeling in your soul. Like, why are you looking over there when it's inside you? We're never enough. I got to keep filling. No, you're complete. You're whole. You're done. Now it's what we can let go of. It's not about finding yourself. You are you, and you know yourself. You don't need to find it. You already know. You just got to get rid of all the other shit you've let in.
Yeah. Now, can you talk about taking a year off? Because I heard somewhere where you went into the space where you were just away from everything. Are you able to talk about that?
I was on a tear on YouTube years ago when algorithms were easy. Like, I didn't realize how like I was picking up my list. I was building I had no clue how easy it was compared to today. The amount of work that you got to put in to build your following is unbelievable right now. And you got to be really good and interesting, and there's a lot of work. But the thing is so what happened was I was rocking it. I was doing good, making more money than I could imagine. I came home one day. We had moved to an acreage, not with approval of my family at all. I was more manipulative and pushy. Didn't know that though. So I didn't realize this was some of the side effects of having this type of life I've lived. And so what happened was, what it took from me. Now, this is a really big lesson. If you're in a relationship that someone can't call you out means you're not being you. This is not you. Why are you looking like yourself so low? Why are you looking at yourself so high? Why are you taking that job? It doesn't align to you. To have someone in your life that can challenge the shit out of you is probably the most important thing in all relationships. And so here's the thing. I came home one day thinking I'm on a high, great followers, getting opportunities, making money. I'm amazing. Come home and my wife just sits me down and says, Ben, I'm leaving you. And it was like a freight train that hit me. And I sat there and I looked at her, and she was not joking around. And I remember sitting there crying on the floor. And I remember laying there and really crying. And I'm like, I fucked up. Man, have I fucked up. I said, and then it hits me at that point, because I said, I'm doing everything for you. And I think there's people that are going to listen to this that understand that. Men are going, I do it all for my family. I say bullshit. A lot of times that's not true. And even today I can say it and it's not true, because I have my own ambitions. I have to always check in going, is that really true? Is it really true? Because my wife's like, I don't need anything. I just want you. I'm like, look we're setting up. We're blah, blah, blah. Look how hard I'm working. I'm getting it all organized. It's really working. Just hang in there. And but I realized that wasn't enough. And she just says, I'm leaving. And I think something happened when she saw me break, to be honest. Yeah. I sat there and cried, and I'm like, I fucked up. I didn't realize that I had already won. And I went, oh my goodness. So that's when I got real serious. Like, what is my life about? What the hell is being a millionaire, billionaire when you don't have a good home life? I can't live with that. Like, I'd give it all up. I'll live in a freaking tent, live on the streets again. I'll go back to the streets. If I can have a relationship at home, that's great. And I think that's the number one thing. And that was the day I pulled it back. I did my job, you know, I made money, but I did not. I took a couple of years. I kind of picture it like this is if you watch Star Wars and they hit light speed, or Star Trek even, they hit light speed. This is the way I live my life. I couldn't quite see what was going on because I was moving so fast. I had to come out of light speed. I remember writing I've never shared this, but I wrote a thing about coming out of light speed on these days. And I remember I didn't even know what garbage day was. So I'm a man of the house, taking care of my home, taking care of my family. I didn't know what garbage day was. I didn't know. Years and years of my wife just crushing the work at home, and I'm out doing important things, and I'm going, I don't even know what garbage day is. I was moving so fast looking at the big picture that I missed what was going on. So that's why I pulled back. I needed to work my shit out.
Okay, now you've asked yourself some deep questions. Is this really true? What is really important?
Yeah.
How important is it to ask ourselves those questions? Is it as a way to serve your journey?
Well, it's, you know, let's take a trip without Google Maps.
Yeah.
Like, you're just lost. Like I don't even understand. Like, hey, let's go. Like, I know people right now making big decisions in their life. I'm watching them self-sabotage. Person bought 10 or 7 to 10 real estate properties the last 2 years, putting his portfolio into place. Now he's selling it all the year later. Can we see a problem here? He's lost. He doesn't know what he wants. So what happens is he's trying to figure out, like, if you don't know what's driving you to make those decisions, you are driving a Ferrari into a wall potentially. You are going so fast, you just will not be able to navigate. So yes, you need to look within. You need to put yourself under a microscope. That's your operating system. That's your map. What do I want is the ultimate question, because we've been told what to do since children. Sit there. The freaking knife goes on the left. The fork goes on the right. We don't do that. F you all. What the hell do you want? And that's how I'm raising my kids. So yes, you have to. My kids come up to me. I could tell them right or wrong, or I say, how do you feel? How do you feel for real? I said, does that make you feel happy? Does it make you feel strong? Or does it make you feel weak and gross? I said, follow that. I said, I can't teach you anything else, but I'm here to support you and have these conversations. I don't know that's my right is not your right. Impossible. If you can teach yourself, trust yourself to the wild degree, you watch what happens.
That's very powerful and empowering. Now, on the question of drivers, what was the difference between the drivers when you were on the street life towards when it shifted to the drivers now towards the success you've had with your family, with the business that you've
like what drove
started?
Me, you're saying?
Yeah. What drove you before and what's driving you now?
Well, before I just wanted to feel loved. At the end of the core, anything. Like, if I became the best drug addict you could imagine, because that was I found someone to freaking fit with. If you want to raise a kid, if you don't let him be himself, he'll find somewhere to be accepted. Like, you want to protect your children, you better let them be themselves and feel loved exactly the way they are. I was told I was broken. You're not good enough. You have to be this way. If you're going to be successful, hard work. You got to, like, every single thing was, I was trying to follow it, but it was empty. So I learned my old driver was I just wanted to be loved and accepted. So that's just deep self-awareness. I could call it everything else, but that's just what it is. Now, what motivates me, what's my driver now that I've won, there is nothing like helping someone connect with who they are and overcome things that hold them back and potentially changing a generational line. There is nothing like it, because I've done this. This is what I do for a living now. I help people get out of their own way. And there is nothing like thinking, holy crap, that man is now changing the next 100 years of people. This is why I get so sick and tired of people. I'm just a little rant here that say, I'm going to impact millions. Well, that's one freaking life. Why millions? You got a problem. Impact one life, and that will be millions over the next 100 years. Like, why are we thinking millions in this generation? Millions in my time frame? Why millions? Well, that's because you have an inferiority complex and you want to have millions. It makes you feel significant. One person is the most significant thing you can ever do in your life. That's why I've won. So if someone listens to this, makes a shift, I won. Like, it just feels, it's just like I can't live and breathe without doing that now. I know the feeling of being lost. I know the feeling of being stuck. I know the feeling of hating my guts. And I also know the feeling of breaking free. And so I don't have a need to, it doesn't feel an emptiness in my heart to help people. That's a whole nother story. This is a mission that I've won, and one person's enough. But if I can do help, that's what drives me now. Every single day in my life, I can't stop thinking about it.
Let's go to the here and now.
Okay.
So you've had success in the real estate space where you've made millions of dollars. You impacting your team. You're impacting one client at a time. But it seems like your passion is about helping people get out of their own way.
Yeah.
Who needs to work with you? Who's ready to work with you?
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm a businessman too. Okay. I can help a million people. Now here's the issue. You try to help a million people in the one way, you might help nobody. So here's the thing. I don't care if you're right now, because I run a real estate business and I'm really, really good at that business. Here's how I approach it. Today, I help real estate agents get out of their own way. You know why? There's millions of people there. I still get to accomplish my mission, but it's really smart because I also I also can help them build a business that serves the life that they want to live, which is what I try to help them get clarity on. We put systems in place. I use my skill as a business coach. And by the way, I can help you build a real estate business. But if you're not willing to look at your own life, decide what kind of life you want to live, and let me help you get yourself out of your own way, I have zero interest in working with that person. Zero. And so real estate is nowhere near the end game, but this is the place that I am today. I think there's a bigger summit for me. I think there's a way bigger summit for me, but there's this really amazing thing I've learned is that it reminds me of a guy that I listened to talk. He was the first guy on Mount Everest, an Irish guy that climbed Mount Everest. And what he said was this: he got to the point where he saw the summit. So in your minds, think about whatever your summit is, the biggest vision you have, that summit. But here's what happens. He got to this true story. He gets there, he's 2 hours away, and he's like, clear skies. Holy crap, I see it. It's in reach. And then what happened was he got a report that weather's coming in. So he went back down to base camp, and he says, the people don't die getting to the summit, they die after because they can't get back down. He says, when you get too attached to the summit, it can kill you. And so I've been there, man, and I can slip into there because I can see it now. I'm building momentum, and man, people are starting to really notice what I'm doing. It's not my goal. It is, but it isn't. You know, I'm just going to help people one at a time, but this is working. I'm telling you, it is working. We're on a podcast right now. It's working. But I have to realize one another thing he said was this. He goes, I realized it's okay to go back to the beginning, to wait till the conditions are right. So there's times that I'm like, oh my goodness, I can see myself so much bigger than real estate. But guess what he did? The weather came back in and he couldn't reach the summit. And what he did was he practiced that half the flight up to, he went halfway up the mountain, back down the mountain, halfway up the mountain. Other people sat in base camp, did nothing. He got off his butt and he knew the path so well. Up, down, up, down. He did it at nighttime just because he could do it so well. And when the weather came, when the right time showed up, boom, he hit the summit. So I live by that because today I'm at base camp. I'm working with real estate agents, helping them build their businesses, helping them, but I'm also helping people get out of their own way. So it works. And it's a great platform to get noticed and build a brand. And it's not hard to shift once you got millions of people that are interested in you. You could just shift to saying, hey, we're just going to just go into personal growth. We're just going to help you get out of your own way.
Yes. Now you help people get out of their own way. How do you get out of your own way and into momentum?
You talking about me personally or what, in what way? Okay. So
you personally, some habits that you're doing.
Well, the biggest habit is this true. Like the lies we tell ourselves, the story we tell ourselves has to be unwound. Like, oh, you know what? Like, how about this? I don't have time. Like, there's millions of reasons why we stay stuck. The biggest advice I can give you is call bullshit on every single thing that comes out of your brain, your mouth, and say, is that fucking true? Is it true?
Is that true?
I call people out constantly, and I feel bad. I'm like an asshole sometimes. It feels like, but they're like, thank you. Like one guy comes on to coaching, and it's so crazy. It's like, for example, one guy, here's a crazy story. I worked with him in 2017. It was my 1-year mentorship program called Business from Within. By the way, that's the only place to work with me if you're not an agent. I let people into the 1 year. Sells out within a week in July because it's like 15 people, and I mentor them for 1 year. It's very, very small, but it's very fulfilling. We take retreats. So this is what he did. So he comes in, he's a real estate agent. We did this marketing that got him 40 listing calls. So he got 40 people that reached out to him because of the marketing, which is like, honestly, this is ridiculously crazy. It was like a lottery. He's like, I got 40 people that have responded saying, can you come see my house? 40. So I knew that had happened. And a week later, I jump on a call with him. It was his time to coach. And he says, I go, hey, how many did you get? Holy crap, the lottery shows up. How many you just got? He goes, oh, I haven't called them yet. And in any business, response time matters. They're emotionally invested. They made the phone call. You jump, you get on it. Speed is one of the most powerful things, response time. Anyways, so here's what I did. I don't need him in my life. I don't need anything from this guy. My job is to make him move forward. So I said, hey, I just want to tell you, I'm not coaching you. I want to tell you, I'm going to hang up on you. I'll call you in 20 minutes. Figure this shit out. And I hung up on him. I had to help him get out of his own way, his own insecurities. And what am I going to say? Put a gun to your head. You'll figure it out. None of this is like, you hold yourself back so much. This is very practical. So 20 minutes later, jump on the call. I go, how many did you get? He goes, I got 4 appointments to price 4 houses. And I'm like, so it wasn't the strategy. The strategy didn't work. It was the best results I've ever had with that strategy, and it didn't work. So we got to remember that. And the second thing is this. I just got news from this guy. He is today, so today is what? August 2020, okay? He sends me, I saw him on Facebook, and he just announced number 4 overall in all of RE/MAX for all of Quebec.
Wow.
In July or something.
Wow.
And I'm like, see, helping you get out of your own way is massively profitable in the long game. So I've kind of connecting the dots, and my mission is, guys, if you want logical business success, this is what's happening. But the doorway is different. I call it the back door to success, and that's through yourself. So that's how I get myself out of my way and how I help other people.
Now, we're all kind of in our way now because everybody's going through this challenge that is popping up. So I have a question for you. Have you doubled down on anything, or have you deviated during this COVID time, during the tensions that we have going on?
Yeah, I've had this whole story about the mountain climbers new for me, because I had a cross Canada tour going for business owners. I was pivoting. Now I'm going to be real with you. Okay. Here's the craziest thing. I've never shared this on any shows or any, just my inner circle. During COVID, here's what happened. I'm building momentum. I got asked to speak at I got paid to come to a top architectural firm. I was coming in. I had another company that asked me to come in and help with their people. I'm like, here we go. Because why did I deviate? Now I'm going to share something a little vulnerable. Why did I deviate from coaching real estate? Over the last few years, I've been a way different cat than what's out there in real estate. So I created something where I got in my own way because I started a thought every time I present. Like I'm RE/MAX, I'm one of their top guys. I say, I've got a cross Canada tour. Would you mind just sharing the event to all the RE/MAX people? And they never would. But then I'd see them put on other people. And I'm like, why would they put them on? I'm like, you should see what the results I'm getting. These guys aren't even getting results. And so I started this game in my head, okay? Comparing myself to other real estate coaches. And I went, and I'm like, man, and you start doubting yourself, but not really, because I don't doubt myself, but it was even myself at a place where I'm at the top of my game with this stuff, with confidence and stuff. And I still doubted myself. I still went, I created a solution that said, oh, I don't fit this industry. I never said, is that true? I said, I just don't. So I created a different justification. I thought, you know what? It's time for me to step up. I'm going bigger. It's just obviously the next move. I've done everything in real estate. And so I started running away from it, not moving away. Now that I see hindsight, on my cross Canada tour for business owners. And guess what? It started going. That's why you cannot judge your path by the opportunities that show up, because that can be a massive distraction. I had real opportunities. But here's what happened. I'm more stressed out, gaining a bit of weight. These are indicators, okay? And what happened was this. This is where this whole thing hit me. I had this breakdown during COVID, stressed out, and I went, and it hits me. And this whole thing with this Everest thing going, you were going after the summit, but you're going to die because it's not time. And it's okay to go. And my little message was, it's okay to go back to the beginning. And I went, holy shit, that's real estate. And then it hits me. I'm not a real estate coach. And I was telling the world I'm a real estate coach. So that's why it wasn't accepted, because I wasn't being me. That's where everything changed. And I went, holy shit, I help people get out of their own way. I'm a really good business coach, and I just happen to know how to build real estate businesses. My business I started a course, it's $5,000 American, filled 2 of them up, bam, 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 made a quick $100,000 over COVID already on it, just quickly, just from alignment. And I've just begun. I've never felt more clear in my life. So I've doubled down on who I am. And I've become not scared to be giving you what you don't want. I don't care. Who fits me is my #1 mission. I'm not interested in anybody else. If I'm going to be a real estate coach, of course I don't fit, because I'm not a real estate coach. I help people get out of their own way. So COVID has been one of the greatest gifts I've had. I've gone through it down, had a breakdown. I went back to the roots, and I got clarity, and I realized the target market is not training real estate agents. I actually want to puke if that's all I do. I don't give a shit if they sell a house. I literally don't. You're hiring me to help you, and I don't give a shit if you sell a house. So I'm a weird guy. No wonder you don't want me on their stage. I'm going to tell them to live a life. They want you to chase awards. And I'm literally undermining the entire real estate industry in that sense, going, why would you do that? And so I get it. Of course I don't fit, but I don't need to fit. And then I realized one last thing. I'm exactly what that industry needs. It's the people on the ground are starving for real help. And that's why my business it's like completely going now. It's just different. It wasn't even hard. So when we're out of alignment, I think things are a little bit harder. So that's the thing over COVID.
Recently, I had a conversation with your buddy, Steve Sims.
Mr.
And
Sims,
he said, I wish COVID, metaphorically speaking, happens every year.
Yeah.
Where one month of the year, you shut down, you re-energize, you rethink, you ask yourself powerful questions so you can go back out there again. I mean, we charge our phones, right? No problem.
Yeah.
But we never take the space to recharge ourselves and find out who we really are.
That's the secret, though. I take people on retreats for a reason. And they're like, can you coach me and not do the retreat on my business from within? I said, nope. Nope.
It's part of
it. I said, how are you supposed to have a business that you can't walk away from for 4 days? I said, like, you won't even come on a 4-day retreat. Well, what about my wife and all? Yeah. You let them all down, because you need to be #1. And we're going to put you in that place, and we're going to show up. Well, you better put your systems in place so it works without you. Like, it's actually logical and practical. And I'm literally leaving today with a giant RV with my family for 4 days, and I got way too many things to do, but you always will. I say, let the universe bend around me.
Is that a real picture? I saw the picture of it. Is that the TV?
Yeah, the nut looks like some old beast. I picked those things. I don't know, maybe because I see myself in it. Totally rough looking, but massive character.
Yeah. Okay, we've talked about the past. We've talked about the here and now. What is the momentum going forward with the vision? Are you planning like a decade ahead? Well, how do you plan ahead?
So I have this, I heard it from Vishen, who Vishen is, he runs a podcast called, he runs Mind Valley. He's the CEO of Mind Valley.
That's right.
And I talked to him a couple of times. I don't know him. He's not a friend of mine, but I've talked to him a couple of times. But then he said something that was really cool and it stuck with me forever. And I've kind of adopted it as my own. And he says, there's such thing as flow. Flow is absolute contentment with today mixed with a massive vision for the future. And I'm probably messing up what he says, but that's how I believe it now. So I have this insane vision. Like when I close my eyes, I can't even tell you. I like what I'm capable of. It's unbelievable. But I'm also happy and I've already won the game. This is the place to be. So I'm not like, here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. If I can help people right now to think about this, let's think about something like something that you don't really like about yourself that you want to change. Let's just make it really practical. 10 pounds.
Yes.
Right? 10 pounds. You just can't quite. Let's say 20 pounds, because that's more of a fat guy move. 10's a skinny guy. I got to lose 5 or 10 pounds. I'm like, F you, man. I got 20 I could lose. So anyways, so let's go fat guy, 20 to 30 pounds. Okay. The problem is this. If you can't accept yourself as a 20 to 30 pound overweight person today, fully content, we got problems, because that means I will never be happy unless I lose weight. This can be on a million things. So we have to go, I have a temper. Yep. And I love who I am today with my temper. I have depression. Yep. I love who I am with my depression. Yes, I'm not the best dad. Yes, I'm not the best business guy. Yes, I'm not perfect. And that's who I am today. If you can get to that and believe that, you watch the nitro hit.
Wow. That's amazing. Ben, last question. This has been amazing. I just want to let you know it's been very energizing and
just trying to be me, man. I'm not trying to be me. I got one option. It's just be me. Just be me. Hopefully we fit. That's all I say.
Yes. So the last question is, how can people connect with you?
You know what? I'm all over social. I'm very much into social media. So at Ben Oosterveld is my Instagram, my Facebook. I've got like 30 friends left to hit 5,000. So I'm not sure how that's going to work after that. More about cutting people out. I have businessfromwithin.com is my retreat. That's my baby. That's my favorite thing. So you can apply, get on a waiting list. I have a feeling the way that things are going right now, like I've already got people, what is it? August. I just started this year and I've already got people wanting to go. And so I'm not sure where it all goes, but it's not hard to find me on social media. With a quick Google search, you'll find me. I'm going to start a mailing list again. I haven't done it in a long time, but it's going to be saying, join my tribe. And I also got a podcast, From Within, thepodcast.com. That there is the heart and soul of everything I got going on. Yeah, a lot of amazing interviews, but I do a lot of rants, and sometimes it's controversial. I have a Agent From Within podcast as well. So that's all my live coaching and training. I've put it out there for free. And I also have my Real Estate Reboot, which is a 12-week, probably the best real estate training there is on the planet for building a business that serves the life that you want to become a business owner. And that's a 12-week intense business training, personal growth process. And it is on fire and it's working really well. So I got lots going on and it's a lot of fun.
Connect with Ben, get out of your own way. Thank you for your time, Ben.